Hello, my friends. Today we're talking about part 3 of how to begin the Flylady system by me, Flylady Kat. So part 3 is the zones. Part 1 was your routines. You've got to get those down first. It's so important. So whether it takes you a day, a couple of days, a week, or more, get your routines down every day. Doing routines is so incredibly important as the first layer of your 3-layer cake. When you feel comfortable with that, then you're going to add in the basic weekly plan. And a lot of these things are things you're doing, but you're just going to actually specifically target them. So that's the basic weekly plan. That's something that we do every day of the week in general. And you're going to get that down. And once you feel like you're comfortable with that, these are things you're doing anyway, but now you're kind of zoning in on them, then you're going to go to the 3rd layer of the cake, the 3rd layer, which is your zones. The zone is simply, a particular area of your house. So if you take your 1,600 square foot home, or your 1,400 square foot home, or your 2,800 square foot home, or your 3,600 square foot home, or whatever it is, and you divide it into 5 parts, okay? 5 parts. The first part is the entryway. The entryway would be the front door, the garage door, the sliding glass doors in the back, the French doors on the side. Doesn't matter. Any opening into your home that you walk through is an entryway. So it would include anything outside and inside of the entryway. Outside meaning the deck, the patio, the front porch, the inside landing there in the garage. Inside would be maybe you're stepping from the garage into your mudroom, or a foyer, or you're just stepping right into the dining room or the living room or whatever it is. That is the entryway. Now you can add, and I recommend if you have stairs, to add your stairs to the entryway. Also, some people like to add their dining room to the entryway. It's an area that's not used a lot, but it's something they want to touch on once a month. Okay, the second zone is your kitchen. That's going to stay the same with everybody, your kitchen. The 3rd zone can be different for everybody. It is basically the hall bathroom, the main bathroom, the hall bathroom, not your master bathroom, not the half bath under the stairs. It's just that main bathroom and one other room. The other rooms in your house are rooms that you don't use for family gatherings, basically. Your children's bedroom, your guest room, your craft room, your laundry room, your office. Okay, these are other rooms. So if you've got one of those really big McMansions, as we tease and say, then you may have some rooms that you don't use very often. You may have a library that you don't use very often, a music room. So those would be your other rooms. If you have a smaller room, it's just the baby's nursery. And maybe you have a little sewing area or your little laundry closet. That could be other room, okay? And then zone 4 is your master bedroom, your master closet, and if you have one, your master bath. That's zone 4. Zone 5 is the main living area. So if you have a great room or you just have a living room, that would be your zone 5. Now, if you have a great room or a family room and a formal living room, then that formal living room would be part of your other rooms because you're not in there as much. You're mainly in this place where everybody hangs out. So that's zone 5, okay? So that's how you're going to separate your house into parts. And when we work in zones, what I want you to do is take a spiral-bound notebook, and as you go through your house, I want you to sit and really think about your rooms. What is it that I want done in these rooms? Well, most of these rooms are going to be cluttered right now because you're just starting. This is the part you've been aching to get to. So you want to look around and see what needs to be decluttered. Number 1, you're going to start with hidden areas. Hidden areas. So under the cabinet, you know, where the doors close. Maybe you've got some drawers or doors in a side table. Maybe you've got a closet. You've got dresser drawers. Whatever it is, things that are hidden under the bed. Okay, that's your hidden clutter. That's where I want you to start. And why do I want you to start there? Because you're going to be making room in these places for the stuff that's sitting around. It doesn't have any place to go because there's no place for it to go because your storage areas are stuffed. And listen, I don't want you living in a storage place. I don't want you living in storage. I really don't. And that's what you're doing when you're living with things all around all the time. You're just living in a storage container. And that's not a home. So I want you to really start thinking about what you really want to keep. Everyone is different. But when you're going through your clutter, you're going to have 3 containers: a bag, a box, and a basket. The bag is a garbage bag. That's for garbage to go in. The reason I want you to use 3 different things is differentiating will keep you from accidentally putting things to be given away in the throwaway box and things to be thrown away in the put away box and things to be put away in the giveaway box. That's what I did. So I found if I use a bag, a box, and a basket, a laundry basket is fine, then it's going to be easier for me because the box always means giveaway, a bag always means throwaway, and the basket always means put away, especially a laundry basket. So when you are going through your things, you're going to have a moment where you make a decision whether or not you want to keep something. And the hardest part is you have emotions attached to your things. And so you're not going to want to get rid of things that you probably should get rid of. Like if I came into your house and I went through things with you, I would probably say, let's get rid of this. Have you used it in the past 5 years? Let's get rid of this. You know, because the story is if you haven't touched it in a year, get rid of it. But, you know, maybe you don't want to get rid of your wedding gown. Maybe you don't want to get rid of your first communion dress. Maybe you don't want to get rid of those pictures you haven't looked at in 3 years or 10 years or whatever. But you need to go through them at some point to figure out what you do really want to keep. Okay? So I got rid of some of these things and I kept some of these things. Even though I live in an RV, my first communion dress is in my closet. It's very sentimental to me. I kept it. It's a skinny little white dress from when I was 7 years old hanging in my closet. I didn't keep my wedding gown, and I gave all my pictures to my children, except for a few. When I mean pictures, I mean collections and boxes of pictures. So I have a few little albums, but that's it. And you know what's such a relief? And they love it. They love going through it. They love, you know, maybe your kids aren't like mine. But maybe they are, or maybe you don't have kids yet. If you don't have kids yet, you probably don't have a lot of pictures. Unless you're older and you don't have children, and then you're stuck with pictures, then you're going to have to go through them. And we'll talk about that more in detail later. But right now I want to talk to you about the sentimentality of the things you're keeping and what it is causing you in frustration and anxiety, just that pressure because you've got all this stuff that you have and you really aren't enjoying it. So the good thing about this is you're only going to be working on your clutter in 15-minute segments. That's about the size of a banker's box. Depending on what it is, if it's stuffed animals, then it's going to be a whole lot bigger. You're going to be able to, because they're bigger, so the pieces are bigger. If the pieces are smaller, then it's going to be a smaller container, like pictures. That's a small container. Okay, so you're going to pick this shelf of books or this box of stuff under the sink or whatever it is, and you're going to go through it for 15 minutes with your 3 containers, the bag, the box, and the basket for throwaway, giveaway, and put away. When your timer goes off and your 15 minutes is up, you're not going to go around running around putting things away. You're going to keep your feet in one place and you're going to work for 15 straight minutes if you're an at-home homemaker in that spot. If you're a payroll homemaker, you're going to work for 1 hour on Saturday. After your weekly home blessing hour, you're going to work for 1 hour in your clutter in 4 15-minute segments. At the end, you're going to take the clutter that is throwaway and you're going to tie up that bag. It's important that it's in a bag that nobody can see through because they'll go and rescue things that you don't need rescued. Go put that in the garbage, put something else on top of it. Then take your box of giveaway to the back of the car. Cover it up so people don't see it, including you, to say, oh, you know, I really do like that sweater. You know, let it go. And then your put away, you're going to take this time to go put those things away. put them away where they go. Now here's the trouble in the beginning is you won't have any place to put them, because when you took these things out of this closet that you were working on for 15 minutes, and you've got these few things that need to be put away, and you know where you want them to go, and you go to that room and there's no room to put them, then my suggestion is that you put them in a container in the corner. That's all you can do. It's just going to be more clutter for now, but it's going to get better, okay? This 15 minutes is the dripping of water that wears away stone. You're wearing away the stone. It's going to go away. I promise, cross my heart. It's happened to so many women just by doing these 15-minute things in the zone. Now, the other thing you have to do back on your routines, you learned how to do clutter checks. That's going to keep these zone areas that you've cleaned tidy. It's going to keep the ocean from coming back in and taking over, the ocean of clutter. So if you were able to tidy your hall closet, for example, in 4 15-minute units, a small closet, and it's tidy, you've got, maybe it's your front hall closet, you decided you wanted to keep your winter coats there, you wanted to keep a bowling ball in there, you wanted to keep some games on the top shelf, and maybe your winter boots. Maybe that's what you want to keep in that closet. I don't know what you want to keep in it. It doesn't matter what you want to keep in it. The fact is, it's what you want to keep in there is in there. Then every now and then, open that closet and make sure it still looks that way, because habits die hard. And if this is the closet where you always stuffed the stuff that was sitting around that you didn't want anybody to see, then you're going to find it in there and you're going to have to take it out and go put it somewhere else, because this area you have claimed as your own. You have planted your flag. This is my linen closet, or this is my front hall closet, or this is my under the sink area, and it is not going to get the way it was before. And every day I'm going to look at it to make sure it's staying that way. Okay? All right. So that's zones. This is how we do zones. And we separate it by week. So zone 1 always starts on the first of the month. So if the first of the month falls on a Monday, then you're going to work in zone 1 all week. If the first of the month falls on a Wednesday, you're going to work on it 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If the first of the month falls on a Friday, you're going to work on it 1 day. If the first of the month falls on a Saturday, depending on how many weeks you have in that month, either you're going to skip zone 1 or you're going to have a whole week of zone 1 the next week. More than likely, you're going to skip zone 1. Okay? All right. Zone 2 is the next week, zone 3 is the next week, zone 4 is the next week, and zone 5 may end at the end of the week, or it may end in the middle of the week, or it may end on the first day of the week. So sometimes you're only going to have a little bit of time in zone 1, and sometimes you're going to have a lot. Sometimes you're only going to have a little bit of time in zone 5, and sometimes you're going to have a lot. That's the way it works out. Okay, so that's zones, and that's the third part and final part of how to begin the Flylady system, part 3. All right, have fun with this, enjoy it, take your time, but don't dawdle. It's like an oxymoron or something. It's like I'm telling you two different things, but I am telling you to enjoy what you're doing. That's what I mean when I say take your time. Don't just be so harried that you're just enjoy what you're doing. Be on purpose about it. Enjoy the moment and get rid of things and start feeling good about yourself. I am not the person to tell you to get rid of everything. I am not a minimalist. You might be, you might not be. I'm not a maximalist, if there's such a thing, either. I'm kind of in the middle of the roadist. Okay, so I have some things I keep and some things I get rid of. I have a daughter who's born organized. She throws away everything. She's not really a minimalist, but if she decides she doesn't want something anymore, she just throws it away. She doesn't think two wits about it. Where it would take me a little bit of thinking to say, what do I want to do with this? Do I want to take it to Goodwill? Do I want to give it to my sister? And we waste a lot of time doing that, honestly. Because here's the truth. You spend X number of dollars for something, you enjoy it for a particular period of time, and then it's gone. You've enjoyed it, its time has passed. So some of those clothes hanging in your closet that you don't wear anymore, that were a trend from a different time, that don't fit anymore, that are uncomfortable, their time has passed. That's how much it cost, and that money is way long ago spent. So now we're going to go forward and make very good decisions about how we spend our money. We're going to buy more classic things, things that last a long time, things that maybe you don't have to buy them at the store that they were made from. Maybe you're getting them from a consignment shop. Maybe you're getting a nice pair of pants or something that's going to last. Maybe you need a pair of black pants and you wear a pair of navy blue pants. And you need a couple of pair of good jeans and you need some capris or whatever. But you're going through your clothes and saying, these are classics. These are things that I can wear for a while. I'm going to put a couple of little trendy things in, but generally I'm going to stick with more classic things that I can mix and match and really increase my wardrobe without increasing the number of pieces, so I have more room in my closet. So you have to start thinking that way, being really proactive about what you're going to keep and the quality of those things you're going to keep. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy putting your zones in your planner and starting to work on your zones, because this is the beginning of the end. Once these zones are all decluttered, then you're going to go into deep cleaning in those rooms. And I will talk about that in part 4. Have a wonderful day, and always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.